You have her ID? Mrs. Adelson? Yeah. You're under arrest for your cell phone. No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to?
Because my attorney said not to.
Why do I have to give it to you? This is evidence. She's under arrest.
I have to go with you. I have to go. I have to look at
You don't have to show it.
Let me help you out.
No, I have to stay. Please don't do this. Don't stay. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags. Yeah, and you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't.
me.
Please, can I help?
No, you can't join me there.
Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Oh,
Someone's got
God.
to help him get home. This is terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
You can hold on to that for me?
Is that okay with you?
Please. You don't have to have the handcuffs on her. She's not going anywhere. Please. Please. You have anything in your pocket?
No, no.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No, I
Unless you have a necklace on you.
Wanna
You
go?
can take the necklace. I'll take it.
Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
And the earrings.
And the earrings.
You are listening to the Roberta Glass True Crime Report, putting the true back in true crime. From New York City, Roberta Glass is now on the record.
I'm on. Honey. Okay. How is everybody? Hello, Taterbug. Hello, Anita K. Hello, Ruth Lang, Texas Brat. All the usual suspects. Mia Wallace, Myrna. You're all here. Murder by Maestro. I think I saw you. So I wanted to talk with you guys today about Donna Adelson's lawyer, Jacquelyn Fulford. Now, I've talked about her in the past before. This is an ongoing investigation. I just timed out. She looks like she has so much scandal in her past. Some of it is sealed, but I'm going to try to keep digging on this. But she seems very much like Donna Adelson. Very entitled. That's my impression, and with a criminal mind. So she went and got herself a criminal lawyer to represent her, along with Josh Zellman in this case. And we're going to talk today together a little bit about Jacquelyn Fulford's past. So she was a judge. So, and how I think it relates to Donna Adelman's entitlement. That's really what I want to talk today about. And that's been the theme, or the theme in this whole case is a sense of entitlement, and that when you don't get your way, you're entitled to murder someone that you don't like. If you don't like them, if they are not bending to your will, and you have the money, you can remove them off the planet. I mean, that's really the theme of the Dan Markel murder. We went to especially her children, especially Wendy, went to all the right schools, achieved. She understood why she was a suspect, but she could never do anything like this. She's not the type. That's what she was saying. Wendy and Donna, very similar. This is insane. You heard her getting arrested. I played that on purpose. My husband is almost 80 years old. How is he going to get home? Excuse me, Mrs. Adelson, have you heard of Uber? Have you heard of Uber? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is he 80? Is he 80? Oh, we didn't know he was 80. Why didn't you tell us he's almost 80 years old? He gets the special arrested at the airport, chaperone home. You didn't know that? We do that for all 80 plus year olds who are lucky. I mean, he was lucky not to get arrested with Donna. He's still an unindicted co-conspirator in this case. Notice how he wasn't surprised that he wasn't getting arrested. He was just like, he knew that Donna was on the chopping block. They knew. So that was a Sunday night, November 11th, November 13th, 2022. And they knew that the grand jury was meeting that Wednesday to indict Donna. And that's what she means when she says, Dan says, I'm going to make it out on, I might make it out. So they knew that that was a possibility. And Harvey knew that they were coming for him at this time, at least. He got word through Dan Rashbaum that this grand jury was going to meet on Wednesday and indict her. But when they found out that she had a one-way ticket to Vietnam and was looking up countries without extradition treaties, meaning that it would be very difficult, not impossible, but very difficult to get Donna back from Vietnam should she flee. I mean, imagine being that close to fleeing on a one-way ticket, to being all the way to the jetway, and then you're caught up. You're caught. There's no way out of it. This is insane. This is insane. Oh, I don't know if she's doing that for other people. This is a mix-up. You sure? Me, Donna Adelson with all the props and all the wealth. I can't get arrested. My husband's almost 80. How often do you see a grandmother getting arrested? Hysterical Donna comes into play. But let's talk about Jackie Fulford. So I'm going to pull up the first news story on this when this happened in 2015. And she had a few scandals.
A panel finds that Judge Jackie Fulford is incapable of performing her duties as a circuit court judge. Now, according to court documents, they're recommending she retire because of a permanent disability that they say seriously interferes with the performance of her job.
So I found that very interesting. What is this disability? Doesn't it sound like they're letting her retire so she gets her judge's benefits? Meaning the scandal wasn't so bad that they're going to completely try and disbar her. Obviously, they didn't disbar her because she's working as a defense lawyer. So Josh Zellman has his own law office, and Jackie Fulford has her own law office. So I could not find any information whether, if anybody knows, if they've worked together as a team before, let me know. Didn't seem like it, but let me know. I'm still digging. Everything that comes up on Jackie Fulford and Josh Zellman is really related to Donna Adelson or Jackie Fulford's scandal as a judge. There's not too much about who they represented beforehand. I had heard that they were mostly civil, that Jackie was mostly a civil lawyer. I don't know if that's correct.
Now, the judge has been on medical leave since April of this year to be treated for the disability. This does not appear to be related to a notice of formal charges filed against Fulford back in April. Those charges claim that she showed a pattern of misconduct, including telling court employees that they could not work for her if they voted for Charlie Creel.
Right. So Charlie Creel. So who's Charlie Creel? This is a good question. So she had very much like Donna had for Dan Rashbaum, her old lawyer, feeling that anything that they did was wonderful. This was, Creel was running against the man that she thought was, hold on one second. See if I can pull it up. second. I just have so much stuff up here. Sheriff David Harvey, who she had a life-size cutout in her office of. She also told a employee that they couldn't work for her because they didn't support Sheriff Harvey. It's like hero worship, a full life-size cutout of the Sheriff Harvey in her judge's chambers. It's so wild and so weird. Here he is. This is when he was put into the Hall of Fame. There he is with the boutonniere in the middle there. She had a full life-size cutout of him. But let's get into some of these news articles about this judge, Jackie Fulford, when she was a judge before she was Donna's defense attorney. Wakulla judge facing charges accused of having life-size cutout of former sheriff. I told you, Wakulla county judge. So she didn't work in the Leon County. She worked in the Wakulla County. That's where Donna Adelson's now at the Wakulla County jail. She got moved from Leon County to Wakulla County because she said she could no longer use tablets to communicate with her lawyers. So now she's at Wakulla County, which looks a lot less nice than Leon County, but maybe I'm wrong. Wakulla County Second Judicial Circuit Judge Jackie Fulford is facing charges of judicial misconduct. She is accused of having a close personal friendship. How close was this friendship? How close does it have to be when you have a life-size cutout of a sheriff in your office, of a close personal friendship with former Wakulla Sheriff David Harvey, in addition to several other improprieties while serving on the bench? A formal notice of the charges was filed in the Florida State Supreme Court by the Judicial Qualifications Commission on Monday. Their report is sealed, but I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a second. The commission says Fulford has shown a pattern of misconduct that raised serious questions regarding her ability to perform her duty. According to the notice of formal charges, Fulford told court employees, so more than one, they could not work for her if they voted for Charlie Creed after a bailiff made a comment about not supporting Sheriff Harvey. The notice says that days later, the bailiff was fired from his position at the courthouse at the request of Harvey. So he seemed to be really pulling her strings. Harvey served as sheriff of Wakulla County for 35 years before retiring in 2011. Documents claim that the judge also had a life-size cutout of Harvey in her office for several months. The cutout was visible to anyone who entered Fulford's chambers, and at times visible to people seated in the courtroom. The notice even points to, talk about bad judgment. There's something else she shares with Donna Adelson, bad judgment. The notice even points to a case where Fulford allegedly used her influence to get domestic battery charges dropped against the son of her significant other. Wow. That is the most disturbing, I think, of all of these. And this comes, of course, the notice points to a case where Fulford allegedly used her influence to get domestic battery charges dropped against the son. So her boyfriend or partner, whatever you want to call him, at the time, son, beat up his girlfriend or boyfriend, but probably girlfriend. And she used her influence to make sure the charges were dropped. So law for other people. The law is for other people. You can beat up anyone you want as long as you're connected to the right people. Fulford has 20 days as of April 7th, 2015 to respond to the allegations. So when you look at, so they ordered her to be retired. They also said that she ordered a woman, this is another one of her improprieties, she ordered a woman to pay $15,000 in restitution. So you know what restitution is? So when you harm someone and you have to pay them back money as a ways to get justice for the pain that you caused them. So she had to, or that you stole, sometimes it's you stole that money from them. Depends. Sometimes it's emotional injury. Sometimes it's actually just paying them back what you stole with interest. Circuit court, sometimes with interest. Circuit Judge Jacquelyn Fulford also once ordered a woman to pay $15,000 in restitution at a rate of $1 a month. So that would mean, meaning the full repayment would be paid in the year 3,249. So meaning like I'll do a token thing for the victim, but you're going to have to wait around. Your great grandchildren might finally get the last payment if it goes that way. I don't know if it just goes till you die, if it goes on to your heirs restitution. Let me know if you know. I would think that once you die, it dies, your restitution. So that would be less than $100. No one lives more than 100 years. So that would equal $40. So it's just like a big middle finger to the victim in that case. And I've tried to find out more information about that. I thought that was also really telling. So I'll do the right thing on the surface, but I'll put in this little loophole here. So it just never gets paid. You're just going to have to wait and wait and wait. The Florida Supreme Court declared Fulford involuntarily retired from judicial service. According to order released Wednesday, the investigators previously found that Fulford suffers from a permanent disability. Well, how permanent was it? Is she working with a disability now? Or did she apply for disability getting wind of all these charges coming down on her? That seriously interferes with her ability to perform her judicial duties. Or, this is what I think happened, when these charges came down on her, she said, "Oh, I didn't know what I was doing. I have this issue and it didn't let me think straight. I couldn't think straight. I wasn't on my best. I was ill at the time. I was making poor decisions." So does she have some mental disability? They've sealed this, so we don't know what it is that she can't medicate and work under. I mean, she's clearly working now. She clearly has no problem working now. How did she get it under control? Did she get healed from it? Is it physical? Is it mental? Or was it made up? Very much like Donna Adelson uses her injuries. She has been on medical leave since April, reports say. Her disability was not disclosed. So when this came down, she went on disability. This is when this report came down, sounds like, right? Yeah, this is right. So it's hard to know, right? Either right before this report or right after this report. For example, leading up to the 2012 election, we know this about publicly telling her employees that they couldn't work for her unless they supported Sheriff David Harvey. The JQC found Fulford violated the code of judicial conduct and created an appearance of impropriety through her actions. I think it was more than an appearance. In recent years, Fulford has been in the news for ruling various state initiatives as unconstitutional, including efforts to privatize prisons and require state employees to contribute towards their pensions. The state Supreme Court later reversed her in the latter case. She also once ruled against the 1994 voter-endorsed constitutional amendment that banned gill nets in state waters. And last year, she ordered a former state revenue worker charged with wrongly taking sales tax money. This is it. Okay. So this was money that they took wrongfully to pay restitution of nearly $15,000. But Fulford said the woman, so this woman wrongly took sales tax money. She ordered a former state's revenue worker charged with wrongly taking sales tax money to pay restitution of nearly $15,000, but she could pay it back $1 a month. So that's $12 a year. Former Governor Charlie Crist appointed her to the Second Circuit bench in 2009, and she was elected afterwards. The Second Circuit Court covers Franklin, Gadsden, Jefferson, Leon, Liberty, and Wacoly counties in North Florida's Big Bend region. Okay. Also, thought what was more interesting was that in 2010, she made a big ruling. Oh, this is also interesting to note here, too. So this sheriff that she had a life-size poster of, he came under criticism for being involved with commissioners for Wacoly Springs gas station deal. So the former Wacoly County Sheriff, David Harvey, whose tenure was mired in scandal. I don't know if they had a lot of lawsuits for police brutality, and I looked at them. I didn't think that they had a lot just on the surface. I didn't dig in deep, didn't have a ton of merit, despite if they did well. Has joined in delegation of Southwest Georgia Oil Company representatives in taking. So he's joining in. This former sheriff, David Harvey, is joining in with the Southwest Georgia Oil Company in taking at least one county commissioner on a tour of the proposed site. So they want a gas station to be built over Wacoly Springs Cave, which looks like a very rural area. Harvey has operated a for-profit company that lists on its website governmental consulting as one of its services his firm provides. David F. Harvey and Associates has the expertise and experience you need in local and state government affairs. So if you want a gas station to be built in some scenic, pretty area, I can get it done. So, and this is their ship hole is 8 miles and 8-day transit time to Wacoly Springs. So he was trying to help the oil companies and gas companies. What a guy, making money from that after he retired. Let me see what else I have here. So when the Supreme Court ruling came out, or whatever, JQC ruling about Jacquelyn Fulford. Hold on one second. Let me just show you the actual ruling. Thanks for your patience. Oh, can I share this? Is it going to just come up like a black So it looks like this. Is this coming up? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So it says on August 26th, the Judicial Qualifications Commissions recommended that the court order the involuntary retirement. So she still gets benefits. And then she went back and became a defense attorney of Second Judicial Circuit Judge Jacquelyn Fulford due to physical disability that seriously interferes with her performance. So that just reminded me so much of Donna Adelson and the way that she went about asking for things in jail and the way that she talked up her own illnesses. So this is an effort. This obviously thought up by Jackie Fulford and Josh Zellman, her lawyers, to get her out of prison ahead of her. Oh, interesting. Just a little before I move on here, let me just circle back to something about Jackie Fulford. So when Jackie Fulford, they were looking at to defend her, she got all these various lawyers, and one of the lawyers that wrote her a glowing recommendation to try to fend off these allegations of misconduct was Benjamin Crump. Does anybody know who that is? He's Al Sharpton has called him, I think it was like the Attorney General or something like that of black lawyers. He's very much like an Al Sharpton. He's always doing very racially charged civil cases and cleaning up in our civil courts, suing over police, what he thinks are police profiling incidents, and et cetera, et cetera. So that was one of the lawyers I thought that was interesting that came and wrote a glowing recommendation for Jackie Fulford. And it's online if you've got, I don't know how interested you are in, let's see, how interested you are in the actual report. But I thought that was interesting that Crump and Jackie Fulford had a connection there. He's not one of my more favorite lawyers. He's like it. So let me just show you. So here it is. It's right up here. Share this tab before we get into Donna. Declaration of Benjamin Crump. My name is Benjamin L. Crump. I am over 18 years old and have personal knowledge of the information set forth in this declaration. This is when he was admitted to the bar, blah, blah, blah. I am president and elect of the National Bar Association. Oh, that instills confidence that he's president elect of the National Bar Association. That he's laying down the law. I'm a lifetime member of the National Association of the NAACP. So I also know that Judge Fulford often participated in events involving the Tallahassee African American community. For example, she frequently attended Tallahassee barrister meetings and events. In addition to being an excellent judge and a frequent contributor to events to advance African American participation in the legal community, Judge Fulford would come to my church, the Bethel Baptist Church, to make presentations about law enforcement, the justice system, and other issues. Good for her. Impacting the African American community. Delta Baptist is one of the largest African American churches in Tallahassee. I also know she would often attend the Bethel AME Church, the other large African American church in Tallahassee. Finally, Judge Fulford is not just an extraordinary judge, who should be on the bench. She is one of the best judges we have. She's a loving mother, an outstanding lawyer, and a superb jurist. She has treated my community with dignity, justice, and fairness in a way that should be emulated. There's a great deal more I could say about her, but I firmly believe she's one of the finest judges we have, and there's no doubt in my mind she should be on the bench. So, here's Don Hinkle, who's been a trial lawyer. I've been honored by best lawyers in Florida legal elite. He supported her. Let's see who else. Andrew Beasley. It hurt my heart when I read the GQC allegation that Judge Fulford's conduct raises serious questions about her ability to perform the official duties of her office. There is no question about Judge Fulford's ability. And he's an attorney. Look at all these attorneys. So these, not all these, just a few came forward. So there's Hinkle, Beasley, Donald Hinkle. That name sounds familiar. I think I've come across him before. Another case. But these lawyers came forward. But it concerns me. It concerns me when Ben Crump is saying you're a great lawyer. I get very suspicious. I think maybe the JQC was right. So anyway, back to Donna. So I was just thinking about how she immediately, upon getting these allegations, claimed disability, and very much like how Donna says that she has to get out of prison because she's having such terrible time in jail. It's not the Four Seasons, but her health is deteriorated. She's gained a fourth of her weight. The food is carb heavy. What else? Her back hurts. And look at how they accommodate her. And especially concerning this issue of a mattress. Let's take a listen.
And the pain medication is just regular Tylenol?
Regular time.
Okay. At some point, did you have an opportunity to speak to someone in medical care regarding potential way to resolve some of the pressure in your leg for use of a medical mattress?
Yes. While I was down with the doctor during one visit, she said, that was some, if that was acting, that was some good acting on Donna's part. It really did look like she was getting some sciatica pain down her leg there. You guys think this is real? Did I just get fooled? Let me know. Watch this part again.
To speak to someone in medical care regarding potential way to resolve some of the pressure in your leg for use of a medical mattress?
Yes.
Yeah, but then you look at the eyebrows, don't really crunch in they just crunch in a tiny little bit. You would think if it was a sharp pain, it would be much more acute than that. I'm going to check in with you guys. What do you guys think? She's fooled me. First time around, I was like, "Oh, was that a real sciatica pain?" Then looking at it again, I go, "I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so." But nice to throw that in while she's waiting to field a question from her lawyer, her former judge, her disrobed judge lawyer.
Medical mattress?
Yes.
Potential way to resolve some of the pressure in your leg for use of a medical mattress?
Yes.
Apparently these illnesses only pop up when she's actually being asked about them.
While I was down with the doctor during one visit, she said, what might be helpful, because you're sleeping on metal and the mattress is maybe a half-inch thick, maybe. She said, what would help is if I could get a medical mattress for you. I had never heard that term before, but I said, okay, if you think it'll help, that would be great. And she left the room, she went into another room, and then she came back in and said, yeah, I thought that would be a good idea, but they don't have it here. So my best thoughts for you would be to get a second mattress so it'll thicken it a little bit, and that might give you some relief at night.
Okay. And did you obtain a second
I
mattress?
did,
And this is while you were in the annex?
while I was in the annex.
How did you get the additional mattress?
So the pod officer asked one of the inmates to go where they have extra mattresses. They have piles of 20, 30 mattresses there, to go get one of the extra mattresses and put it on my bed so that I had the extra mattress.
So she didn't say, it was like really nice that they gave me this extra mattress. Look how she frames it. They had so many extras. They were just sitting there. It wasn't really all that nice of them to let me have a second mattress that I probably could suffocate someone with if I wanted to, or do something bad with. Someone creative could have thought of something bad I could have done, might have done with this extra mattress. But no, that's not good enough. It's no appreciation for anything that's being done for her. I was thrilled, let's listen to it one more time, just one more time. Let's listen to how she describes me getting this extra mattress.
The officer asked one of the inmates to go where they have extra mattresses. They have piles of 20, 30 mattresses there, to go get one of the extra mattresses and put it on my bed so that I had the extra mattress.
Okay. And during the time that you were allowed to have the additional mattress, did you get any relief?
Yes, at night, because I used to get the pains even if I was just lying down. And that definitely relieved some of the pain at night, so that was good.
Okay. And at some point, did they take the additional mattress away?
Yes, so on February 3rd, I was moved out of the annex to protective custody in the main jail building. And since I've been there, the officer removed the second mattress.
Okay.
She said, why do you have this? And I told her why. And she said, well, you can't have this.
And
so they took it away.
Okay. And since the additional mattress has been taken away, have you started to experience worsened pain?
Yeah, it's worse.
Okay. And have you requested any?
So I wait, sorry. It's really, so it may look like this, just the metal on the bottom. It's really starting to storm here. So that'll give you an idea. No shower, of course. So she continues on this mattress saga.
Any medical treatment for that?
Well, I spoke to the doctor. I don't remember the date. Shortly after it was taken away, I was down for a different reason, and she said, "Yeah, I thought it was a good idea, but if you can't have it, you can't have it."
Okay. All right. Now, the relief that you got when you were able to have the additional mattress, did that completely take away the pain?
No,
Okay.
no.
And do you experience this pain when you're walking, sitting? What?
So at the beginning, I was just getting it when I was walking. So it limited the amounts of walking I could do, but I get it when I'm sitting, I get it lying down, I get it all the time now. So it's not like I have it all the time. It comes and goes, but when it just comes, I could be sitting, I could be standing, it just happens.
Okay.
I could be giving testimony, and all of a sudden I get a terrible pain. It's like, and you notice her breath is fine too. That was another one of her complaints. This is just like the most amazing footage, the most amazing sense of entitlement that she thought that she could get out on bail after she's caught. Whoa! Do you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Huge crash of thunder here. Woo! I don't know how long this live is going to last. We might lose power. I mean, it's really close. Hold on, let me get my wits about me again. So she's talking about her breath is one complaint in this, that she thought that after fleeing that she could just go on and get bail. Keith Raniere did this. Ghislaine Maxwell did this, repeated requests for bail. So when they got turned down, they kept, and this, she wants to be let out ahead of her trial because she can't prepare. So they eventually moved her, and then she got into, I think she was actually enjoying jail, or had a rhythm in there as much as you can enjoy jail. She had her friends to extort, to give testimony to her in her art class. And then she pushed it. She took a gamble, and she tried to get out with this nonsense of all these health complaints, and that they couldn't be properly cared for in jail, and that she could prepare for her trial, which is more serious if you really can't prepare for a trial. But she had a lesser claim on that she couldn't prepare for a trial with her lawyers before. But she took a gamble and said that she was attacked, which I don't believe happened. Other people do believe it. I don't believe it. The dialogue is so ridiculous. And like Donna, I'm going to knock the pretty little teeth out of your mouth. I mean, it's almost like she could have said, I'm going to knock the fancy teeth right out of your fancy mouth. I mean, just her dialogue is so bad and so unbelievable. I think she was keeping everyone sweet with commissary and everything else. I don't think she would have a problem. But I do think that she was also, my other feeling about this is that I think it was a cover story for if she got caught extorting people, giving packages to people for testimony. So how are you going to pay people? I mean, if Harvey was putting in money in people's commissary, they might watch that, but they might not watch if she gives someone a package. She was getting all these packages and probably stuffing them under her shirt, like she talks about in this, and giving them to her. So she had this news story that she was being extorted to distract attention away from the real story that she was probably looking. This is what the government snitch is going to say. Trina is going to say, I believe that she was looking to pay people to give testimony for her, favorable testimony about Katie extorting the family and getting her baby daddy, Sigfredo Garcia, to kill Dan Markel on spec so they could extort them. I mean, it's basically Charlie Adelson's defense. Okay, back to Donna.
We're going to go into more details about how it took place in a few more minutes, but for now I'd like to talk about, are there any other areas that you are experiencing any pain?
Yes, I have a problem with my left arm.
And describe to the court what that problem is, what you're feeling, what you're experiencing.
Okay, so I have like shooting pain from the top here of my shoulder down the outside of my arm into my forearm.
Okay, and you're pointing to your left arm. Is that the one you're referring to?
It's my left arm.
Okay, and so shooting pain down the arm. Anything into your hands?
Yeah, the pain is like, it's like hot. It's like a burning pain, and my thumb, index, and middle finger have gotten like tingling. It almost feels like ants are crawling on them. It's like a numbness of those fingers. It's like ants. It's like I have a colony of ants running down my arm. I can't catch my breath. I got sciatica. I can't hear. My ears are all clogged up. What was right with Donna? I get it. I mean, everything starts to hurt as you get older. I mean, out of jail, in jail. But just, she's grateful for nothing, not Tylenol, nothing. It's like she wants to have 5-star doctors at her beck and call. They didn't do the shots, they were giving her, I believe, some kind of, I think we worked this out, some kind of shots for her back in jail. Steroid shots. Thank you, your latex spouse. Maybe you can remind me exactly what they were giving Donna regarding her back. Wasn't it? First, I thought they would just they couldn't give her shots, but they were giving her shots, but they didn't do it like her 5-star doctor. So she didn't want it done. It was so crazy.
Okay. And is this pain that you were experiencing prior to your incarceration at Leon County Jail?
No.
Okay. About when did this pain begin?
So I was assaulted by another inmate while I was here at the beginning of October.
October 2024?
Yes.
And when you say here, do you mean the Leon County Jail?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Since you began experiencing that pain, since October of 2024, have you requested medical treatment?
Yes.
And what has the response been?
Okay, there's so much controversy around this. Thank you, your latex spouse. I thought this was the way it was, but then people said, no, it was a shot. Okay, so you're an RN, you should know. They offered oral steroids. She wanted a steroid injection. They don't give that in jail. Okay. And maybe she didn't want the weight and the mood swings you get from oral steroids. Okay, all right. They said they would take an x-ray, but in the meantime, I could have Tylenol.
Okay. And you said that was in approximately October of 2024. Have you been requesting treatment for that pain since October of 2024?
Several times.
Okay. And you heard the testimony of the gentleman previously. At some point, did they do an x-ray on your arm?
Yes.
And when was that?
It might have been February 3rd. No, that's the day I moved. It's shortly after February 3rd. I don't know the date.
Was it after you were removed and placed in protective custody?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Is the Tylenol helped with the pain that you're experiencing?
No.
Right. Of course it doesn't help. Why would it help? Why would it even decrease the pain a little bit? Why? It doesn't help at all. Then why take it? Then stop taking it, Donna. If it doesn't help at all, why are you taking it? Nothing can help. Everything's bad. Nothing's good enough.
After they performed the x-ray, were you called back into the medical unit?
It was for another reason, but they did call me and they told me that the x-ray showed no fracture.
Okay, no fracture. That's what they were looking for.
That's what they were looking for.
Did they offer any type of physical therapy for your shoulder, anything at all?
No, I asked if they could do anything for it, and they said no.
Okay.
Tylenol.
That's when you get your tablet out and you look up physical therapy if you can, right? Wouldn't that's what you would do? Look up physical therapy exercises and try to do them yourself. Take a little initiative, Donna. No?
All right. Do you have any other medical conditions that you wanted us to address in the bond hearing that you're suffering from?
So I have a hearing issue.
Okay.
I have a problem. I evidently have very narrow ear canals, and so get the wax builds up in my ears to the point that, I mean, I have officers that say to me, "Are you deaf, Adelson?" When I don't respond to them, it's because I don't hear them. And so I did ask for help in the, I asked the doctor if there was anything they could do for me, and I told her what's normally done, and she said, we use Debrox to soften the wax, and then you come down 3 or 4 days later, and we use a bulb syringe to remove it. And I said, that doesn't work. I need a different procedure. And she said, that's all we can do for you.
Okay. And did you know,
Really? They don't have 5-star ear removal in Leon County. Shocking. What did she expect? I mean, what did she expect? This was the most amazing testimony. It really was.
based on your prior treatment before you came into the Leon County Jail, that it required something other than the flushing system?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall the name of the doctor that you saw for this condition?
Yes, I've seen him for years. Dr. Molina.
Okay, and Dr. Molina, how long do you think that you saw him for this condition prior to your incarceration?
I mean, several years.
Okay.
4 years, 5 years, I don't know.
Okay, and during the course of his treatment for you, how often would you go to have the wax removed from your...
See how Donna's full voice, Wendy had the same problem. The full voice comes back. She's supposed to have issues with her breath, but the full voice comes back all the time. So occasionally she'll have the breath like this, the uneven breath when she talks. And then later it gets like full talking, and she can talk fine. Donna can talk absolutely fine. And then to make it better, she kind of rolls her eyes and sighs to bring back kind of the flavor, a little bit of the flavor of the heavy breathing. But she doesn't have the really tight breath that she says she has.
Yeah, every 3 to 4 months, if I waited longer than that, I couldn't hear.
Okay, and did he use a flushing method, or did he do something different?
No.
What did he do?
He used some kind of, I don't know what it's called, but it's some kind of an electronic device that he puts one end in my ear, and he's able to remove the wax using that device, medical device.
And in your experience prior to incarceration, when you were having that procedure done, did your hearing improve?
Immediately. Okay. Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, put the switch on.
You may.
So I'm curious. So do you think that this is her excuse for, has she been caught not listening to the guards and doing what she wants instead? And is this a cover up again for she can't hear? Or, she might really have earwax and narrow ear canals. But let me try to move forward a little bit to when Donna says she gets attacked.
Recommendation that you continue to receive the same treatment, potentially with another ENT in Tallahassee. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. This time the defense would offer Defense Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Any objections, defense 1?
So I think it's like right after he says, like, you got to get moving here. I think it's around here, I think.
At all, we're confined, especially in the annex. The annex, we've been confined to our beds almost all the time. Once in a while, we get a pod officer that lets us walk, so you can walk in a circle around the girls' beds. But otherwise, there's no, I mean, even if you want to get off your bed and just try to do stretches or wall push-ups or anything, she says, this is not an exercise room. There's no exercising here. We don't get taken outside.
Let me stop you. One of these.
Wait, so you're not allowed to do wall push-ups in your jail cell? I don't know. So also, if you hurt yourself, they're liable. That's also the other issue.
Issues at a time. So with respect to the time period when you've been in the annex, which was from August of 24 until recently February of 2025, was it your understanding you're supposed to be taken outside a certain number of times?
Well, the inmate handbook says you get a minimum of 3 hours of outside time per day, per week, per week.
Okay, and during your time in the annex, did you experience a week where you got 3 hours of time outside?
And she has memorized that inmate handbook. Oh my Lord, do you guys hear this? She's memorized that inmate handbook cover to cover.
We haven't gotten 3 hours in 6 months.
Okay. How many times did you go outside while you were in the annex?
Before you continue, Mrs. Adelson,
Yes.
we have 30 minutes left in the hearing. Ms. Fulford, I understand your client is disputing the adequacy of the care. We do need to move to the most pertinent matters.
We get it. You have a lot of complaints, Donna. We get it. Can you just move on? Can we cut to the chase? So this is where it gets, I just remembered it was right after she says she has to walk in circles.
Please continue.
I mean, I can imagine saying that. He's like, I get it. You're saying the care isn't good. Okay. And then Georgia gets up at the end of this hearing. He's like, look, it's not the Four Seasons, Donna. It's not wherever you were going in Vietnam, which has really fancy areas. It's not wherever you were going in Vietnam. Sorry. You were traveling to the good life, and unfortunately, you planned a murder. And you paid for a murder. How did this family, I'm sorry, I always come back to this. How did this family think that murdering Dan Markel, the father of her grandchildren, was a great plan? That no one would figure it out. Nobody could make the connection between Katie and Sigfredo. And that nobody could clock Sigfredo and Luis Rivera, who were like the Laurel and Hardy of assassins and getaway drivers.
Okay, we're going to move off of that then. I do want to talk to you then about some physical issues that have taken place in the jail. The first one I want to talk about is an incident that took place in the shower, and we're going to do this one briefly. I'm sorry, how much time did you say we had, Judge?
30 more minutes.
Including argument?
Not including argument.
Okay. All right. So the first incident that took place in the shower, could you just briefly?
Could you please get into character when you're about to tell us something, your made up incident?
Describe to the judge what happened there.
Yeah, so I always, there's 7 shower heads, but I always take the same one because it's off in a corner, so I have a little bit more privacy than you'd have at the other ones. And so
she has a little bit more privacy. She picks the corner one. Thank you, Wesley Loves Octoberfest, for gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the channel. Nice to see you here.
So I would always shower there, and I was under the shower, and I was washing my hair, and I was the only one in the shower. I always go in early morning because there's nobody there. Most of the girls sleep.
Most of the girls sleep late. I like to get up early. I like to take my shower. Then I read the inmate handbook and note that I'm not getting some kind of extras I might not get. Any of the things that they say they're going to do in the inmate handbook. If they're not doing it, I just mark it down, and then I start writing complaint sheets and try to see the doctor for special treatment. I like to get up and do my yoga before anybody notices.
So I take a shower and I have a little privacy. And so I was washing my hair, and all of a sudden I felt a hand go up my back, like from the top of my butt up my back. And I yelled, "Stop it!" And I turned, And this girl said, "You like it?" And I said, "Get out of here." And I started to scream.
Would you ever mistake Donna for, I mean, that sounds like some kind of essay, someone who would be interested in some kind of lesbian relationship. I don't know, or whatever, lesbian, whatever. I don't think so. I find this hard to believe, but okay, maybe.
And she ran.
Okay. In the bathroom there, what was this? Which pod was this in?
It's in the annex.
In the annex. Okay. In the annex, are there guards positioned inside the area where you shower?
No.
Inside the area where you use the restroom?
No.
Okay. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is what transpired in October
The uneven breathing is back. It's back. It's a little like windy. It comes and goes. Even breathing. I just don't believe her. I don't believe this story.
Thank you. October of 2024, where you had said previously you were attacked. What were you doing? Where were you at, first of all, when that took place?
In October. So I was in the bathroom. It's 10:30 at night. I went in to brush my teeth.
See, look at that. Look at all the shaking that comes and goes. Did you guys see that? So watch. So if you're shaking, you're still shaking even if you clench your fists.
Where you had said previously you were attacked. What were you doing?
And she did this in the back of the van when she was being moved from Miami to Tallahassee. So after she got arrested in the airport, they took her to Miami jail, and then she had to be transported in the back of a van to Tallahassee, Leon County in Tallahassee. And she did this shaking thing and said she was terribly dehydrated. I was shocked by the amount of people who said, "Oh no, Roberta, you have it wrong. She's detoxing from Xanax. She's this, she's that." I was like, really? I thought it was put on. I'm not saying she wasn't thirsty. I'm not saying it wasn't a horrible ride. I'm sure it's a horrible ride on the back of the van. But the shaking is signs of what? Is this because she's so upset she's shaking? Or I don't know. Is that what it's supposed to mean? But look how quickly it ends.
Where were you at, first of all, when that took place?
Like heavy trembling.
In October. So I was.
See, she can't concentrate on telling her story and shake at the same time. It's really hard to do all these things that are involuntary, like breath. When you're crying and you don't have strong breath. I talk about this all the time with Wendy's interrogation or questioning, whatever you want to call it. That Wendy tried to do this, that she tried to fake crying and being upset with this breath, but she couldn't keep it. And same with Donna. She's trying to say that she doesn't get enough breath, that she's so upset she's shaking, that she can't keep it. You can't concentrate. You can't fake these involuntary movements, things that your body does naturally for more than a second or two. It's like, can you tap and chew gum at the same time? You have to be really coordinated to keep up the shaking and the storytelling. So when she's concentrating on the storytelling, she has nothing to do. She can do it.
In the bathroom. It's 10:30 at night. I went in to brush my teeth. There are three sink stations in the bathroom. Each one has 4 sinks. And I was at the center station with my back to the door. And I'm a righty, so I was holding my toothbrush with my right hand. And I was balancing myself with my left hand on the sink. I was just brushing my teeth. That's all I was doing.
And what happened?
And someone came up behind me and pulled my left hand away from the sink and twisted my arm and like jerked it behind my back like reaching up toward my neck.
Okay.
And
Did it hurt?
yeah, it hurt.
Okay. What happened?
It hurt. And I said, "What are you doing?" And she's, in the same breath that she did that with my arm, she said, "You're going to buy me commissary." I said, "I'm going to what?" And she said, "Unless you want those pretty white teeth knocked out of your mouth, you're going to buy me commissary." So,
Oh, this is some of the worst dialogue. Again, I've said it before, but as a daughter of a screenwriter, like I know good dialogue when I hear it. This is terrible dialogue. I think she's actually a better actress than she is a scriptwriter. This is terrible, terrible. Bad acting. I would give her about a C minus. Not the worst, but bad acting. And she knows that her freedom depends on it. She's really worked herself up into the state to try to really method acting, to really try to sell it to the court. But ultimately, she got moved to another jail that probably has less services than Leon County.
I said, okay. And then she named a package that she wanted, and she's out. She was gone. She just that fast.
Okay. How bad would you on a...
What kind of package did she want? You're not going to tell the court what kind of package she wanted? What did she want? What are in these Caremark packages? Should we look? Caremark jail packages. Jail packages. Let's look. Says secure pack. Eye care gifts. Caremark. So it must be like Caremark. Hold on, I'm spelling it wrong. I'm thinking it might be spelled wacky. Access secure packages. Okay. Access catalog, secure pack. So you could get cookies, Maxwell House coffee, Hostess Zing Zings, mini blocks, secure pack. So this is, I don't know if this is exactly the same. About Us, agencies. So privacy policy. So those kind of things, she wants to get paid in like snacks. Okay.
A scale of 1 to 10, how bad would you rate the pain at the time that she did that to you?
Oh my God, it was a 10.
Okay.
I didn't know my arm could reach that far back.
Okay. And what did you do after she did that to you?
So, kind of stood there for a minute, and then I just thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to my bunk. And I went back to my bunk and I got under the covers and I cried. I just stayed under my covers. I didn't come out.
Okay. During your entire time in the annex, did this particular inmate remain confined in that area with you?
She was in the annex the whole time.
Okay. And I know that you don't want to talk about who did this to you because why? Why don't you want to disclose who it was?
There's one thing I've learned since I'm there is you don't, the word is snitch, you don't snitch, you don't tell on anyone because you'll be sorry you did. And I've seen that. And so I didn't even tell you for a while. I wasn't going to tell anybody. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want, she's a big woman, and I was afraid of her.
Okay. Approximately how tall would you say she is compared to you?
She's over 6 feet,
Okay.
over 200 pounds. She's
Okay.
a very large woman.
Okay. Were you afraid of her?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I was after that.
Okay. And you said that she demanded that you were going to start getting her weekly commissary. Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. Let me.
So you can get commissary, but then you can also go through eye care. I thought she said Caremark, but I think this is it. So this is the eye care. Find a loved one to start shopping. So you have to sign up And they don't even tell you really what's in this unless you sign in and register your credit card and everything. It's really hard to know what they offer. I care, but according to Leon County Handbook, online handbook, that's where you go. There's a monthly limit of $200 on how many inmates can spend on commissary items. Okay. Inmates can have access to both commissary store and commissary packages. So is that both? But she says she wanted extra commissary. So was she going above? So they put Doritos, Cheetos, Chex Mix, Gordettas, ramen combos. Also, register here for eye care. Okay. What items can they purchase in jail? All those kind of things. Tuna, soft drinks, energy drinks, hygiene, clothing, sneakers, shorts, underwear and bras, socks, electronics, televisions, radios, headphones, tablets, watches, playing cards, games, Bibles, books, art supplies, stationery store, etc. And then what is I'm just trying to find out. All right. Trying to find out what you can get on these. Exactly what they send. It just looks like more of the same. So send a inmate a care package or call the So access a secure pack, care a cell. There's all these correct pay, express account, eye care, inmate canteen, jail ATM, my care pack, Prodigy Solutions, like 15 different companies are the commissary companies. So I just looked at that Access Care Pack one. Care a Cell. Let me show you. Shop now. Okay. Can we do it? See, you have to. Oh, but this says Indiana state by state. So I don't know. Certainly doesn't say Leon County. I don't know. But Leon County references them. Oh, it's so frustrating. If you know what's in those packages, let me know what's the difference between packages and commissary. It just sounds like more commissary stuff. Oh, whoa. Let me go back. Sorry. So Donna's keeping in character while her lawyer needs another minute. But that'll give you an idea of Donna and her entitlement. None of the efforts, they just seem to go through more effort with Donna in trying to help her. And I believe her when she said, the doctor said, yeah, it was a good idea that you, like the Princess and the Pea, she had 2 mattresses and everyone else had 1. And you notice Donna doesn't say, it was great while it lasted. No, it barely helped, but it was something. They can do nothing, nothing can help. Nothing's good enough. I'm just so curious. If I were Georgia, I would have cross-examined Donna and I would have said, what do you expect from jail? What do you expect from jail? What do you expect? If this is why juries are going to hate her. But her lawyer, so this is what I'm going to say about her lawyer. I find it very curious that her lawyer goes on disability with some kind of illness, some kind of permanent disability, some kind of thing that allows herself to be retired, and I guess would get to be retired. And so it sounded like some kind of deal that she could still get her pension or still get her health care or still connected to being a judge or not, or still keep her license, maybe even. as a way to protect herself. Basically, I don't know how serious it was. Maybe it was very serious at the time. Maybe it's a real thing. But the timing of it certainly is curious. Right at the time she's under fraud charges, she shouts and says, like, I have to go on disability. And it sounds to me like this was the reasoning. She said she had a lack of judgment. Maybe it was, she said she was bipolar or something. I don't know. Something else. I don't know. It's sealed. We'll never know. But it's very much like Donna to use illnesses to her advantage. I mean, it's just a key way that criminals, psychopaths, use to gain power and control. Because you always get special treatment when you're ill. If you're a sick person, or you're a victim, or you're attacked, or you're this or you're that. Now I think she was enjoying the social element of being around other people. I hear it is very hard when you're in seclusion. You get better treatment, you're safe, but I don't think keeping safe was the issue for Donna. She seemed to actually have some friends in prison and in jail, and get along pretty well. Until she realized she could get out. But so that's Donna and her criminal lawyer, Jacquelyn Fulford. I'm going to keep digging on her. Try to find out a little bit more. Keep trying to find out a little bit more. Will she put on a better defense than Daniel Rashbaum? Will Josh Zellman and Jacquelyn Fulford put on a better defense? Or do you think it'll be about the same defense? Or do you think it will be a similar defense to Dan Rashbaum? What do you guys think? I'll wait till you guys catch up. That judge has heard everything, probably. I learned you don't snitch. You don't snitch, Jade. You don't snitch. You don't snitch in jail. Yeah. So very much, I find that they're very much like Dan Rashbaum. They like the kind of criminal life. Dan Rashbaum liked poker. He liked to try to saw himself as an outlaw. Seemed to like criminals. Seemed to have a criminal mind himself, even was into power and control, just like Donna and Charlie. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is going to go better. I think she will testify, though. All this is telling me that Donna, and I think this is also a trial run for her testifying. I think Donna is going to testify in her own trial. How could she not? It's the same arrogance that made Charlie testify. Let's pray she gets on the stand. Your latex says, you got to come on and talk about Donna with me. Roberta, let's pray Donna gets on the stand. We have comedy gold. We have comedy gold for life. Hopefully we see the hysterical. And then Katie, I said, who, Katie? Why are you extorting me? I said, Katie, who? Your girlfriend is extorting you. And he said, Mom, I'm being extorted. They did a murder on spec, and then they came back for the money. Can you imagine this crazy story being told the second time? So do you think that these lawyers are going to be better? At first, I thought they were going to be a lot better. But this is such a circumstantial case. So many pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, my machine is just doing this. It's just muting me and saying my microphone got disconnected. Sorry, where were we last? This is, thank you. Walk away. I figured it out. Yeah, the audio is just dropping on this thing. And then it says, you'll be here. Yeah, it just drops, Tater. It says, look up. And if I'm reading something, I don't see it. So the family has so much education. I'll just go through your comments for a second. The family has so much education, money, beautiful. They had so much education, money, beautiful homes, healthy grandchildren, and look what they did. According to people that know them, they were parading around like the perfect family. The oldest child is a doctor. I mean, his reviews, ears, nose, and throat doctor. Charlie, he was kind of the black sheep a little bit, but he still was an orthodontist. And Wendy, Miss Achiever, went to the best schools and graduated top of her class. And now what has it done for her? Because who wants to hire her when they look her up and they hear she's an unindicted co-conspirator in a murder for hire case? Only people that would do her a favor to think that's how she has her job now. Or the last job she had, I don't know if she still has it. Periodontist. Thank you. What did I call him? What did I call him, Tater? So the whole family is in shambles. Yeah, it is. Is it an electrical storm? I hear that Harvey's in terrible shape. I mean, if you saw his picture, I had his picture up here. I think I took it down though. I had his picture on the ready, but I just showed it in the video. I cut up the video that I did reacting to the last hearing, and there's a picture of Harvey, and he's so thin. I mean, he doesn't even look like the same guy. People have said to me, "Oh, that's not Harvey." Oh, yes, it was. Orthodontist. So it's periodontist. Thank you. Thank you, Forensic RN. But there's still so much money. And I don't think this is going to end well for Donna. If she gets 20 years, if she gets convicted of a lesser charge at 75, that's pretty much a life sentence. No? Okay. Yeah, she would make a killing on like OnlyFans or one of those things, Memect or whatever. Connect. Get a live call from Donna. Maybe I should do that. Donna Adelson impersonator. Well, wish your friends a happy birthday. This is Donna. I'm in jail right now. My ears are very clogged up, so I can't hear, but I want to wish you a happy birthday. All right. Have a good night, everybody. It was fun hanging out with you and watching this. Let's see how this goes. Cameo, something like that, right? I would never do that. I'm just teasing, but it's a funny idea. Do you think she actually has hopes of getting out for real? Yeah. I think they're ultimately very, very idealistic. I mean, look at how they were in front of Charlie's trial. They all talk. So they were all talking to their friends and they were all saying, oh, he's going to get off. The trial's going great. They didn't prove anything. And he was convicted in 2.5 hours given lunch. And that was when I was a juror. That's about what we took when the first vote was 11-1 guilty. Okay. So I think they might have had to flip one juror. Maybe one juror was a little on the fence, but they had a jury consultant, as Charlie Adelson says, the best. I think he's realistic about his chances to get his conviction overturned. He says he doesn't have a shot, that Judge Everett was very kind to him. Let me refresh. Thanks so much. Thanks, Roberta. Great job. Thank you. Thanks for supporting the channel. So I think they're realistic about that. But right before Charlie's trial, they were all talking to each other. Appreciate it. Let me refresh. They were all talking to each other and saying, and their friends saying, oh, it's going great. They brought in the jury consultant. They're ridiculous. They're ridiculous jury consultant from the Innocence Project ambassador. I mean, just Mr. Innocence fraudster. They brought him in to help. Hold on one second. Josh Dubin. I mean, Joe Rogan's good friend. That guy has gotten more guilty people out of prison. I mean, that's what he does, and then sues civilly for the wrongful conviction. I mean, he is totally Mr. Innocence fraudster. Josh Dubin is a jury consultant. They thought they had bought their way to a ticket out. I mean, he knew all the talking points. Tunnel vision investigation, corrupt police, tunnel vision police. They didn't look at anyone else. Who could they have looked at? Luis Rivera and Sigfredo Garcia were caught on all these. Basically, their whole journey was caught either through their cell phones or through CTV footage. So they're using a jury consultant from Koberger. Tell me more, walk away, Renee. Is this in this case? Donna's using a jury consultant? Is that true? All right. I'm going to... They were using that guy who basically compiles, basically looks like a business of something you could do yourself. He compiles articles and tells you that people are interested in Donna Adelson's trial. I could have told you that. Yeah, she's not going to get that change of she's not going to get that change of venue. Am I muted again? Hello? Yeah, no, I'm not. Great to catch your live, Roberta. I'm so excited to hear more Donna from you. You're welcome. All right. You're welcome. Thanks so much, Forensic RN. Okay. Your sound is fine. Anyway, keep the Donna coming. Yeah, I'm really excited for this trial. If it does not go on August 19th, this will be, Donna will I think she's benefited just from the delay. But I don't see, they haven't ruled yet on the change of venue, have they? I haven't seen anything on that. I've been looking at the rulings coming in. I don't think so. I don't think she's going to get it. I mean, they'd have to say that Charlie's trial was unfair. It would open up appeal issues on that. I don't think it's going to be, no one's going to like her no matter where she goes. Maybe they'd like her better in Miami. I don't know. Maybe they're used to seeing more entitled rich women in Miami. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's going to go well for Donna. All right. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow at 6.
What a stitch you're in. You plotted a murder 'cause you wanted to raise your daughter's kid. Tallahassee is just a stop on the way to civilization. Miami is where all the fancy people are. The TV is about 5. You can't get away from that. Two-toe, tay-toe, hoo-ho, you know the guy you pay, and you can't get away from that. Oh, Donna, what a stitch you're in. You thought jail was just for the little people, but now you're so blankets with the locked up crew. You're a grandmother in lockdown, and your one-way ride to freedom you blew. social circles you swam in. We all know you never made that banana bread or offered to babysit for Dan. But you'll soon be making license plates and thinking about what could have been. Oh, Donna, you had